Goodness gracious, it's another episode of Haggis. I hope you enjoy this. If you do. If you don't and you can't turn it off, give me a thumbs down. If you want to contact me, churchhouseclassics, it's all one word, @gmail.com. And if you want to buy me a beer or merch or support the channel, then there's a PayPal me link down here. Merch is really kind of the bottle opener, key organiser thing that's going on at the moment. Thanks to everyone that has donated to the channel, bought merch or supported me in any way. Very much appreciated. Anyway, enjoy the video. You watch me struggling with that. It's always a bit of a bastard to get the screen rubber over the metal rail at the back of the dash. Now, this is the original dash that came out of the car, and I said to my wife, this thing's been beaten by the sun. Really has been beaten by the sun. And you can see where the plastic starts to go a bit brittle along the edges here. So she said, oh, no, that looks fine. That'll clean up, no problems at all. Just a tiny bit of screwdriver action over here, and I've just trashed this corner. Because it just turns to powder as soon as you kind of scratch it. Fingernail action there, scratching the surface off. Now, the reason I didn't use the other dash top was because it's got a couple of little alarm sensors on the corners. We're in a position now where I think we have no fucking choice, because the other one, it has got heat damage. It's exactly as I thought. Now, I could probably clean this up a little bit, and but you're looking at that bit when you're sitting in the driver's seat, and it's never going to be tidy. And this piece here, you can see that's melted. Now, the other problem I have with this is that someone in the past has tried to take this vent out. And you can see here that there's a low point on the dash top there. There's also a bit of rodent damage in there, and I hadn't even noticed that. So I think I'll have a quick chat with the customer, and I am just going to put the other dash in if he agrees that he doesn't mind these two little joblets in the corner here. I haven't got another dash top I can use. That's just plastic crap there, sticky bud crap. This is the one that came out of the VMs. This is the one that came out of the car. All the rest of the dash came from. Yeah. Ta-da! Right, so centre console's in, fuse box is in. I know it's got a screw holding the fuse box cover on there, that's how it came. Quite pleased with that actually, it's all looking very good, it all lines up nicely. I've not pushed the clock home yet because I've got to change the bulb on that. I've got the A-posts to put on, and then I can mess around with all of the centre console and so forth, get that all in, seats in and so forth. A couple of observations. First of all, you'll notice the vents are missing. Yeah, right. The vents I was rather hoping to reuse from the dash from when it was left-hand drive, but because someone had done a bit of a Chesterfield job on the dash, they've actually modified the vents. They've chopped them around a bit, so the vents no longer fit the dash. I'll have to get a set of vents. It's not the end of the world. This is the button panel for the auxiliary switches, and it's just shocking. It does work upside down. The switches will be upside down, but it will fit the dash that way up. but it's not the best really, is it? I'll see if I can get another one of those. For some reason the interior light's not working. Everything else is working. There you go. Ignition on. Indicators. Oh, that's wipers, sorry. I've only driven one of these things for 15 years and I still don't know which side the bloody indicators are on. Indicators. It's all very nice. Lights. Oh, look at that. Very smart. Yes, so that's all been quite productive actually, getting that dash in there today. The more observant of you will have noticed that in addition into the workshops, there'll be a separate video around a customer's stag and really... Oh, why is that wedged open? I need to lube up these channels. Yeah, I've got a stag in, not mine. A load of jobs to do on that, so I'll do a separate channel on that. I won't pollute the put my teeth in haggis video. See, my brain cannot do two things at the same time. We broke the glass now. You watch. Better not. I've got one of these. Okay. So I just wanted to not secure the car, but just close it all up because I took the keys out, haven't I? Silly arse. Hey, look at that window bracer. Right, that can all stay in there. I will disconnect the batteries overnight. That was disconnected already. Just that one. I've got a load of hoses, so I can start replacing those. Get that sorted out. A few other bits and bobs that I need to buy in. But other than that, this car is actually starting to look like a car again. Had I not run out of time today, I would have put the seat in. Driver's seat. Passenger seat I need to retrim. And I'm going to walk you through the work I do on that. Because what I'm basically going to do is take the covers off a 4-door seat and put them onto a 2-door seat. Which I've been advised is possible. If I'm advised it's possible. Oh yes, stupid mistake. Here we go. Stupid thing that I did. So you know I was pissing around trying to get the fuel flap actuator working. Let's put a battery back on. Battery back on. Ready? You hear it? Yeah, works. After a world of fannying around and looking through manuals and being referred back to the central locking circuits, etc., and orange and pink wires and just really getting absolutely nowhere, I thought, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely and utterly ridiculous. So I got the manual out of the Portuguese car, which is here. It's all in Portuguese, of course, but Google Translate does work in these situations. Went to the fuse section, 1991 Portuguese manual, and you can find the fuse section fairly easily because you just rattle through it. Bulb there, the clock, heater, clock, batteries, staff. Where's the fuse section? I didn't think it was that far in. I had to look up Portuguese for fuses, I think. Anyway, what I found was the fuse C6 does the fuel flap, the fuel filler flap, and fuse C6 on this particular loom had blown. So all I had to do was put a fucking fuse in it. But because I didn't know, because I was basically through every wiring diagram known to mankind, I could not figure out why there was no power to the circuit. I put fuse C6 in, of course the bloody thing works. It's always the easy things, isn't it? Luckily I hadn't spent days on that. Shan't be billing the customer for that one. So that was the silly thing. Everything else is kind of been going according to plan. So when it comes to the list of faults that I've been addressing, bonnet light switch missing, I've ordered one. Mirrors left and right. Rear wiper doesn't park. Cigarette lighter broken. And low brake fluid. The rest of it's working. The rest of it is working and everything is fine. You see? That's easy. The mirrors, the circuit works. It's just the motors inside here. In fact, look, that's just fucked. I've probably got a better one than that in stock. That is no good at all. But add that to my list. The other issue I had with the fuel filler flap is that the spring is broken on the inside pin here. So basically, when you push the button, it doesn't spring out, but it needs to. You know, it ends up being a two-person job. One person to push the button inside the car and the other person to lever it out. So I'll need to replace that spring that goes along there. There's only a little circlip at the top and the bottom. I'll get that sorted. That's why it's not closed, you see. And it wasn't the Portuguese manual I was looking at. I had to look at my UK manual because I went through this and couldn't find the bloody fuses, even though I was looking up in Portuguese what fuses were. I ended up getting the manual out of my car, which is how I found about C6. God, I love C6. Nice to get the brakes bled on this thing. Get it all working. Get it running. I've got to straighten this bumper out as well. Right, I am definitely getting out of here now because it is bloody freezing and it's 5:15. Days are getting longer though, which is nice. Light is getting longer, I should say, not the days. The days are the same length. They seem longer because of the COVIDs. Days do seem longer because of the bloody COVIDs. Never mind. Locking up, locking up, locking up, locking up. That's left-hand drive. Those 2 minutes are left-hand drive. They're no good to me. I need to compile a list of the left-hand drive bits that I've got. There's a few bits down over here, just trying to keep it all together. So there's left-hand drive, under dash part, center console, not center console, the radio surround is left-hand drive. I've got a left-hand drive glove box, I believe, somewhere under here. Blank panel for the dash, it's all left-hand drive. Pedal box, left-hand drive. Might be of value to someone. We'll stick it on eBay and see what happens. Finally get my arse around to making a gasket for this water pump because I've got all the pipework and everything can all go back on now. It's dead easy to make these things. All I really did was to push a piece of paper up against the housing on the engine itself, so I've got the central hole, then position the paper over the central hole, and then I hold the paper still, and when you just tap around the edges, it cuts the paper. But you didn't know that, hey? And then this piece up here, I'm just going to do with a knife because I really don't want to be knackering that. Then the last thing I'm going to need to do, I want a gasket, is to cut the holes, which I'm going to use a drill for. It's probably the easiest way of doing it. Let a little bit of sealant and let it go on. Get that bit on. My gasket plate will go back in to the so we'll start to have around. There was a time when you used to be able to go to places like Halfords and get gasket paper. Alas, no more. Right, those. New levels of boredom here. New levels. Right. I think that one went there. Certainly went there. That one certainly went there. And it's there. Nicely. Oops. Perfect, I'd say. I reckon that could go straight back in. So the next thing I need to do, I've got some hose, and I'm just going to, it's the shortest bit of it I could find. It's a bit fatter walled than the original. I'm hoping it is going to fit. So just chop a piece off that's that length, and clamp it in between the water pump and the underside of the thermostat housing here. In fact, what I'll do is I will take the thermostat housing off, because the thermostat's out anyway. And then once the water pump is in place, then I can put the alternator belt on, and start going around putting all the hoses, Carreras, on. Right. The water pump, that goes on there. Hey, come on, you bastard. Let's see, it's a good fit. Put it on there first. Come on, you bastard. Get on there. There it is. He's there. It's there. And of course I put it on the wrong one, haven't I? What a fucking spanner. Yeah, so when you're doing that, make sure you put it on the right one, folks. Right, I reckon it will be the right length. I reckon I need to either rotate it or just cut a little piece off there. Oh. Like that. That'll do it. That will do it. I need to take the old gasket off. So let me get on with that. Right, next bit. This is the breather pipe that attaches onto the crankcase, in front of the engine. This stub of pipe here, it's either properly shagged out or I don't think it was ever breather pipe. Doesn't really kind of seal either. So I'm going to. I've got some. This is the pipe that would have gone up to the brake servo originally. I'm going to have to replace that in its entirety because this bit of pipe just ain't long enough. So I'll do that. Just got a series of spring clips. I haven't got my proper spring clip jobby here with me, but it's fine, that does it. I'll apply those off. There's a pipe clip on the other end. That can go in the bin. It is looks like it is a breather hose. This one's certainly isn't it? It's actually, you can see how it's all crushed and... Yeah, never mind, shit happens. Right, let's just have a little bit of a wipe around here. It's got a crimp clip. Normally just twist these fuckers and they come off. Sometimes you have to get a bit brutal with a... There we are, it's off. Rubbish. And that can come off there. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I'll replace it, it's not a huge issue. Definitely not a huge issue. And it wants to be kind of clamped on, it really doesn't loose fitting. It's going to draw its vacuum from the atmosphere rather than from the engine, which is where it wants to be drawing its vacuum from. Of course, you're not going to get much of a vacuum outside the engine. For things like your brake servo and your heater controls and so forth, they're not going to work. Nice. Right, okay. Big old roll of, if I can get it out, breather hose. it the right diameter, this stuff? I think it will be. Might not be. Might not be. Actually, we might fuck this up. This is the loop, you see. Stretch it out a bit. Now, it's because it's got a helmet on the end, you see. I think. Oh, Richard, what do you like? Let's just chop it in so we can see if we can get this to fit. The breather hose needs to be vacuum compliant and also oil and fuel friendly. So, if you saw the video I did on my dad's car, the vacuum hose was going down to the diff lock switch. It wasn't. And it was like a bloody snake skin. This. Look. Baits on oil. Just cleaning things up a little bit as we go along. It only just makes it more pleasant to handle. It's not caked in decades worth of engine oil. And again, the fact that this is covered in oil kind of suggests to me that the pipework has been leaking at some point, but then the car's got nearly 200,000 miles on it. It's going to have a caking of oil on the outside, isn't it? Right. Let's see if we can get this pipe on, otherwise I'm going to have to order. In fact, I can probably use a bit of this, the bottom section. For now! Ta-da! That looks a world better, doesn't it? Nice. Obviously still got to do the catch. Seat rolls backwards and forwards. Seat roller works. Seat tilt works. Nice. That'll do the job. Headrest stays in place. Clicks in. Yeah, quite pleased with that really. Just got to fix that piece, glue it back together again, and I can screw it in place. That's that done. Right, these fellas that I told you about that were all chopped up, I found a box of them in my unit. And I think these would have come as part of the second-hand package, parts package that I had. Let's see if they fit in. Nice if they do. That screw needs adjusting there. Bollocks. It's just come down a bit too far. That screw's in too tight. Might need to do it two-handed. Like that. Nice. Little flight through. I'm pleased with the way that seat came in. That was a piece of piss, that was. Absolute piece of piss. Right, driver's side mirror. I thought I'd have a quick look at it. First and foremost, there was a fucking ugly big spider in the bottom there, which I threw outside. Secondly, look, bastards. Yeah, they get everywhere, these fuckers, don't they? What I was going to do here was just see if I could find some way of making this less wobbly. And it actually looks like it's just these rivets on the bottom here have broken away. We might be able to fix it, I don't know. We'll give it a go. We might have to get rid of the wasp's nest out of there first of all. I'm not going to put much more than about 10 minutes into this to see if I can fix it, because if I can't fix it, I'll have to get quite cheaply. And both of these are fucked. The driver's one was a little bit more fucked than the passenger one, so I thought I'd just pull that off. There's the mirror. Mirror glass, by the way, just clips on here. These clips, spring clips here, are supposed to hold it in place. Yeah, they did the job. It's fairly easy, just clips in. A little bit of, quite a big bit actually, of wasp's nest. Big fucking bastards. Right, now. I need to get a proper light on the side of the bench. Now, what I was going to look at here was what is going on the bottom. I don't know what that tab there is for. Broken down upon this. So basically what I think is this metal plate here was held on with plastic rivets on the corners, but in the middle here you can see where the shaft goes up, that's peened over, like pressed over on the inside there. So the only way I'm going to get this to tighten up is by peening it a bit tighter, and I've tried and it's just going nowhere. I just think that that is more effort than it's going to take to replace it. I'll find out how much they are to replace. Oh yeah! We have to get a bit of heat in, I'm afraid. Not the quietest sort of box in the world, but it does the job. About a degree in here today, not much fun. Right, today I am going to be fucking around with showing you fellas how to put this deck panel on, but I'll get the workshop heaters up first and turn that off, otherwise you will not hear me. I'll have to edit over the top of it. There we go. That's brilliant. Right, okay, how you get these deck panels on. Right, so you position the deck panel over the two hinges, then you put a nice big ratchet strap. It doesn't have to be a hook one like this. This is a 3 metre ratchet strap, and it will work on the V8 as well, because basically what you do is you're hooking it underneath the engine and back up the other side. There's not an enormous amount of force on these things, but unfortunately it's so bloody, the springs are so strong that you cannot do this on your own without damaging the panel, as you can see up here. I mean, this is going to go in and get painted anyway. Then once it's roughly in place, you need to kind of manoeuvre everything and get everything roughly in the right sort of place. These clips at the end here, you will end up swearing at these clips here that go over the top of that. The clip that's there needs to go this side of this. And the same on this side. You'll end up swearing at it, but believe me, with those hinges strapped down like that, it will save you a week of time. Deck panel is on. Right, okay, so basically I marked up, measured where the holes need to be for the new wiper spindles left-hand drive. This panel's going to go off and get painted tomorrow. So Steve, the body, is going to glue some metal on the back of the old holes, a bit of filler in there, and I think we'll be okay. I think it'll be all right, actually. It fits, which is good. This one here might just need a little bit more drilling out on it. It just depends on how close the thread is. No, that's fine. As long as the spindle goes right the way through and there's space in front of the spindle, that would then pretty much match what's happening with these. And all I did to drill these was just use a step drill. So it went through the middle, measured, step drill through the middle, and then just drew the step drill backwards and forwards to make the oval. Now that's all right, actually. That's quite good. So it's going to have to come off again, but I wanted to make sure it fitted before it goes off for paint. These are the little fellas, so that goes over the top. It's not the best. And then before this goes back on again, I will lube the fuck out of this bulkhead. The reason that's down there, by the way, is that the actual whole panel is bent to a certain extent. But when I push the side in, mount the side, so because obviously it's got bolts down the side here, it does lift it up a bit. It's almost like someone's had a foot on there at some point. I might see if I can, when I take it off again, I might see if I can just lift that or straighten that out a tiny bit. But basically there was a big dent all the way around here. It was pushed down. But it's not bad. It'll do the job. So bonnet, deck and tailgate are all going to get prepped and painted over the next couple of days. Steve the body's come back and given me a pretty good price on that, which the customer's happy with. And I bought the other seat from Mr. Hammond that I can retrim the driver's seat and also get the armrest on the driver's side. So I think that's going to be a bit of a bonus too. Right, I'm packing up now because I've had enough. It's been a funny day today. Got quite a lot of stuff done though. It's always good when you get a lot of stuff done, but it's just been a funny day.